Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Flynn and I will be leading you through Chapter 2, Assessment of Physical Fitness. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you a little story about myself and how assessment of physical fitness has helped me through the years. In 2008, I was in the United States Army and I was overseas. I got overseas in January of that year. I got on the scale and this was my aha moment in life when I realized I needed to make a change. I got on the scale and I weighed 208 pounds. That was about 50 to 60 pounds more than what I weighed in 2000 when I was running for University of Buffalo's cross-country team as a D1 athlete. It was an eye-opener. It was a shocking moment that I realized I needed to make a change in my life. That day forward, I decided I'm going to start training for marathons. I love to run. I'd love to challenge myself endurance-wise, and I wanted to make a change. So starting in that month, I started following my fitness and recording everything, diving into how important it was to be healthy. And by that April, when I got home from overseas, I weighed 174 pounds. I was able to lose over 20 pounds of weight, and I was feeling so much better. Since then, I've been able to keep up with a healthy lifestyle, and it has really helped me live a better life. The assessment of physical fitness helps determine your present fitness level. And what I really like about that is it is your roadmap to where you want to be fitness-wise. It's a starting point. Everyone needs a starting point in life. And I think this is a great way to start. It's not to tell you you're a bad person or to put shame on you, but you need to know where you are so you can assess how long and where you want to go. All right. Also, assessment of physical fitness helps monitor those changes. You can see the changes you make by just assessing your physical fitness. So there's some objectives we're going to have this week. A couple of the main ones that I want to hit on these slides is we're going to learn how to assess our cardiorespiratory fitness and our muscular strength and endurance. We're actually doing this in class. You're going to run the 1.5 miles, and that'll be assessing your cardiorespiratory fitness. And then we are doing 1-minute push-ups and 1-minute sit-ups to assess muscular strength and endurance of the upper body and core. Other things we're going to learn how to assess is our flexibility, which we will do in class as well, and body composition. Body composition can be done many different ways. A couple ways we do it, and just for general population purposes, using the body mass index scale. But as you see on your screen, waist circumference can be a way, and waist to height ratio. So let's dive into the chapter. Daily physical activity does many things for you. It makes you feel and look younger. It boosts your energy. And it also gives you self-confidence. Daily physical activity is the miracle medication that people are looking for. Everybody wants that quick pill to make themselves feel better. But this is a perfect way to get it just from day-to-day activity. The value of physical fitness testing helps you, again, educate yourself on where you're at, what your weaknesses are, and what your strengths are. A lot of people just focus on their weaknesses, but I want you to focus on your strengths as well. It's important to know what you're good at and to continue to do what you're good at. Also, there are weaknesses that can make you better. Reason for testing still, you can evaluate the progress you've made. This is huge. You want to reward yourself. You want to know that you're doing the right things to help yourself get better. So this is one way to continue to check. Also, if you're doing an exercise program and you're seeing no changes, testing yourself will let you know if you need to change some of your programming. And again, if you don't test yourself, you will never know if you need to make any changes. Recommendations for an exercise program. You want to conduct a pre and post exercise program. We're going to be doing that here in our Lifetime Wellness class. You guys have already done or will be doing your assessment, the 1.5 mile run, the push-ups, sit-ups, BMI, and sit and reach test. Once you're done with that, later on in the semester, towards the end, you will be taking your post-test. And hopefully, we will see some changes that benefit you. Another thing that you talked about in chapter 1 was writing personal fitness goals. Goals are very important. I don't really do long-term goals. I feel sometimes that sets us up for failure. I'm a realist. I like to focus on daily goals. Set those daily goals. For example, drink 90 ounces of water today. That's typically one of my daily goals. Make sure I do my 20 minutes of flexibility training every morning and foam rolling and rolling out. Those are daily goals because at the end of the day, I know I at least won that day. Responders versus non-responders. The principle of individuality. Genetics plays a huge role in how you respond to exercise. Everybody's made up different. The elite athletes you see on television every week, or the elite Division I athletes, or anybody who is doing really well and excelling in sport, they have great genetics. Genetics control a lot of that. Responders readily show improvement. Non-responders exhibit small or no improvements at all. And typically speaking, less than 5% of exercise participants are non-responders. You're always going to see some kind of change when you exercise. And this is very important to know. Fitness, accessory, and battery. There are several tests that you can do to just test your overall health. All right. Two standards that can be applied to fitness test results in health fitness and physical fitness. Here's the benefits of a moderate aerobic activity. And the reason why we hit aerobic activity, you guys are going to see a lot about your aerobic endurance, is the fact that if there's one kind of activity that's probably most important, is to build up your heart. That muscle works very, very much all the time, and I hope it does all the time, because you need it to survive. And doing aerobic work will improve your heart muscle and build it and make it stronger. Attaining your health fitness standards through moderate activity. As you guys can see on the screen there, a 2-mile walk in less than 30 minutes. So that's 15 minutes a mile. That's pretty good pace. 5 to 6 times per week will be enough to build up cardiorespiratory endurance to a certain point. That's all you need. A lot of people can get benefit from your health just by doing that exercise. Physical fitness standards, it requires more vigorous exercise. So this is more getting into the high intensity kind of working out, all right? Vigorous exercise program is preferable, provides even greater health benefits. You see a lot of this now in today's fitness industries, where a lot of people are now going away from just their traditional long, easy, slow runs, and they're going to the gym and they're doing these high intensity interval workouts. They help you gain that fitness level faster in a less amount of time. So it takes you 20 to 30 minutes to do a workout as opposed to an hour to 2 hours of nice, easy running. The most important part of the health-related fitness test for adults is cardiorespiratory endurance. The reason why is you need to have a strong a strong heart. Aerobic exercise is medicine of motion. All right, it prevents a lot of those chronic diseases that we're going to talk about in this class. It enables the heart to meet strenuous demands, and it helps with weight management because you are burning calories out there. Activities that promote cardiorespiratory endurance are things like brisk walking. We talked about that. 15-minute mile pace. That's brisk walking. Jogging, elliptical, cycling, spinning, rowing. All these aerobic workouts are huge benefits for you. If you'd like to play team sports, you got soccer, basketball, baseball, racquetball. Again, all these sports will help promote that cardiorespiratory endurance. Find the activity that you love doing and have passion about doing and stick to it. And it'll help you live a longer, healthier life. Benefits of a cardiorespiratory program. It lowers your resting heart rate. Blood pressure, it helps regulate that. It helps with body inflammation. And it also helps you just feel better after workouts, all right? The post-exercise recovery time. You will feel better as your cardiorespiratory system improves. Again, these are all ways to assess how your cardiorespiratory program is working. I use the resting heart rate every morning. When I wake up, I take my resting heart rate to see where I'm at. I use it to assess how much rest I got in the evening, and if I need to rest or change my workout due to just how my body's reacting. All right. High levels of cardiorespiratory endurance, more efficient. Your heart, lungs, blood vessels are able to deliver the required amount of oxygen to the tissue with better ease. Basically what it's saying is when you're working out, when you're doing anything, your body sends blood to that muscle. The more you train your cardiorespiratory endurance, the more oxygen, which is what you need to get those muscles working, will get to that muscle because you're actually building more blood vessels in those areas. VO2 is a way to assess how much oxygen is getting into your blood. A person with a maximum oxygen intake of 3.5 who trains at 60%, these are just gives you basically lets you know that you can actually burn calories while you're working out and doing cardiorespiratory training. And here's an example of that. Again, we're going to talk about assessing the cardiorespiratory endurance. We're going to use the 1.5 mile test. And then you can look up in your book with the time that you run that correlates well to your 1 mile test. And you can find your VO2 max. Again, that's how much oxygen is being transmitted through your blood while you're working out. And there's the calculation that you can actually find out for yourself, and you can figure it out so you don't have to have a rough estimate. Muscular fitness. We've talked about the cardiorespiratory system and how it's important to train your endurance. Next is your muscular fitness. Defines good health of both muscular strength and muscular endurance. What that's saying is we want you to be strong, but we want you to have endurance with those muscles as well. You don't want to just be able to lift up a 20-pound weight one time. You want to be able to do it over and over again. Muscular strength is the most important related component for older adults. These are for the elderly because what happens as you age, you lose muscle. Those muscles deteriorate as you age. So it's very important for older adults to train strength. Also, I would even add in, it might be even more important to train power. Just because you lose, again, that elasticity in the muscle, you lose that power. So it is very important for older adults to train with their strength training. Also, believe it or not, you can lose weight doing strength training because you have this epoch feeling that happens after lifting, which means that you burn calories up to 24 hours after a strength training program, after you've done an exercise program that day. So maybe you go to the gym, you lift weights on Monday, and then over till Tuesday to maybe even Wednesday, you'll still be burning calories just from breaking down that muscle. Low back pain is a huge problem in the United States right now. Having a sound strength program will help with that low back pain because it not only strengthens those muscles, but it teaches you how to move properly. Muscular strength and endurance. The ability to have that endurance is important. The ability of a muscle to react maximum force against resistance is what strength is. And the ability to repeat it over time is the endurance. So there's two definitions that you might want to take note of. Determining your strength. There's several ways, again, you can determine strength. A lot of strength and conditioning coaches, personal trainers, they'll use the 1 rep max test. That's a way to test how strong you are, that you can lift the maximum you can lift just for one time. So for example, if I put you on a bench press and I said, lift this weight as one time, and I want to go the heaviest we can possibly do. That is 1 rep max. Determining strength, a muscular endurance test, the bench jump, modified dip, modified push-up, and the bent leg curl up and the abdominal crunch are all ways to test the endurance of your muscular strength. Repeated strength test. Match the number of repetitions to the test item determined. See, these are all in your book, so take a look at these. We aren't doing these tests, but we are doing the muscular endurance test with the push-ups and the sit-ups. Flexibility, another topic that I think needs to be addressed more in today's age, is flexibility. The achievable range of motion at a joint or group of joints without causing injury. This is really big. I'm a strength and conditioning coach here at Lipscomb, and I do flexibility training and mobility training with all my athletes every day that I possibly can, because I think it is very vital for them to stay injury free. We're not doing the flexibility and mobility training for that specific day. We're doing it for 6 months from now when they are out on the court or out on the field doing their activity and their competition. They have the mobility and the free range of motion so they can compete at the highest level. The benefits of a flexibility program: it helps maintain good joint mobility, increases resistance to muscle injury, like we talked about, prevents low back problems, and improves and maintains good postural alignment. We are having a problem in this day and age again of not being in good alignment with the body. We get that leaning forward with the shoulders. Again, doing a flexibility program will help with that. Here's some more benefits, and I'll let you guys, anytime you guys want, you can pause and take notes on this stuff. But what I am going to hit on is, it talks about flexibility exercises help with that word right there, not trigger points. What I usually do with those is I do foam rolling. If you get a chance, if you don't know anything about foam rolling, please Google it. I think it's one of the best investments you can make. If you don't have time for anything else in a workout, foam rolling and stretching and mobility work for 20 minutes. Everybody has 20 minutes in a day. It's very vital and can help and do great things for your body and just how you feel. I've never done foam rolling. I've never had an athlete do foam rolling, work on those trigger points, and feel awful afterwards. I have had them not like the workout that they've done, but the foam rolling is a great tool to help you gain that range of motion. Assess the flexibility. We're going to do the sit and reach test, where we'll have you put your feet, you guys probably have already done it or will do it. You put your feet against a board and you'll slide and try to reach as far forward as you can, keeping your legs straight. But here's some other tests as well. Body composition. This is the last thing we'll talk about for assessment, is body composition. There's many ways to test for body composition. The human body components contribute to fat mass, which is percent body fat, and non-fat components, which is lean body mass. All right, there's the two that we're trying to measure. Basically, fat mass is how much fat is in your body versus what, and the non-fat component is the lean body mass. What else is contributing to that weight? Typical body composition across changes for adults in the United States. As you can see, as we age, our weight goes up, our lean body mass goes down, and our fat weight goes up. This is something that we can prevent. All of this is preventable by just exercising. Men and women are made differently, as you can see here. Essential fat, everybody needs essential fat, but the biggest difference for men and women is this: women need more essential fat than men. It is for genetic reasons. That is all. So typically a woman needs a minimum of 12% essential fat, whereas a man only needs 3%. Obesity is associated with serious health problems. 15 to 20% of the annual mortality rate in the United States is attributed to obesity. This is a problem, again, that is 100% preventable by us. If we're paying attention to our body compositions, we can control this mortality rate and help improve the lives of everybody in the United States. Excuse me. The percentage of adult population that is overweight and obese in the United States, again, these numbers this is from 2015. These numbers are disturbing, and I hope you guys are understanding that this is a problem, again, that is controllable by us. It's just understanding that we need to make changes. Assessing body composition. There are several different ways. We used to do some of these actually. We used to do skin folds. Again, that's a long time to do. It takes a little bit of time for each person, and they're not the most accurate. The most accurate right now is that underwater weighing, but there are other tests that get fairly close. In the lab that will do a lot of the testing, there's the bod pod machine, and we also have the in-body machine, which are really good assessments of getting body composition. There's some more talks about these machines. The DXA, again, that's a X-ray machine. That's a great way. And again, the underwater weighing is probably the gold standard on trying to get body composition. Techniques to determine excess body weight, body mass index. That's the one that a lot of studies and a lot of doctors' offices use because it's quick and easy. It's real fast. You just take your height and your weight, and you can figure out your body mass index. And I believe one of these screens will talk about which numbers are healthy and unhealthy. Skin fold thickness. This is one way to test. There's different places to measure for men and women. There's some more on skin fold thickness. Here's the recommended body composition for body fat. So again, men under 29, which is most everybody in this class, 12 to 20%. Females 17 to 25. As you age, it changes a little bit. Again, not much, but that's the recommended values. Body mass index. There you go. There's the formula. Body mass index is body weight in pounds times 705 divided by your height in inches squared. Again, you can figure this out on your own, or look it up on the website, or check your book. It's in your book as well. It fails to differentiate fat from lean body mass. So, for example, the NFL elite players or elite athletes sometimes will have a body mass index that says that they're obese because it doesn't differentiate their fat from lean body mass. And here's that graph to tell you which range you should be in. Disease risk, you want to be less than the 18.5, but that is still considered underweight. Again, that 18 to 24.99 is usually where you want to be, and then everything above that is either overweight or obese. Waist circumference. This is another way to kind of tell who has excess fat, and it's mostly stored in their abdominal area. There's the apple shape and the pear shape, and that's a couple ways to check to see if they have excess fat stored in their abdominal area. There's a graph for that as well. Disease according to waist circumference. So for men, if you have a waist, I think that graph's wrong. Oh no, yeah, greater than. It's supposed to be less than 35.5. You have a low chance. Women, they got that right, 32.5. And then there's the moderates, and then there's the high. So when you guys look at this graph on the PowerPoint, that men's one's supposed to be less than, not greater than. Keep your waist circumference less than half your height. There's a little note on that. Effects of exercise and diet on body composition. Again, this is going into the more you exercise, the better you exercise, or not the more, the consistency of your exercise, I should say, will help with your body composition. Because again, you're going to have that negative caloric balance that leads to a decrease in body fat. There's the typical changes. You're going to see the most changes happen in the first 6 to 8 weeks. Just because if you go from not exercising at all, that is when you're going to see the benefits. You're going to gain lean tissue and you're going to lose fat in those first 6 to 8 weeks. After that, you'll still lose fat and gain lean tissue. It happens in smaller increments. So don't be surprised if you go from losing 10 pounds in the first 8 weeks to losing only 2 pounds over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Well, thank you very much. That is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed your lesson. Please email me if you have any questions, and I hope you guys enjoy your week. Thank you. Bye-bye.